contouring to be too much fun. It's kind of like, I guess I'll contour. The end result is usually pretty good, where I'm like, hey, my nose looks smaller. Awesome, that makes me happy. Dull, glowy. Dull, glowy. Work with the brushes, work with the products, work with what works for you. Big fluffy brush, and I just kind of dab it. I don't even need a lot. And I start off on the cheeks. So kind of as if you were doing blush. If you're really fair like I am, then bronzer can be your friend. But it's hard to find a good shade. Tap it in there, and it's hard to find a good matte shade. And just kind of go along the hairline. Excuse my hair, my goodness. It's been quite a day, quite a filming day. So I just go around the hairline, the temples, and then same thing on the chin and the jawline. And then I dab a little bit on my nose, on the sides like that. So can't really tell much of a difference. I just use a tiny little bit, but it just helps to warm up the skin a little bit. I kind of look dead. I look very, very pale today. Okay, so that one's done. Now we're gonna do the actual contour. So I take out another another Sonia brush. And this is what it looks like. I can put that down for a minute. So it's like a chiseled brush. Okay. So there's a few different ways to figure out your cheekbones, of where you want to contour. So that's the only place that I contour. I contour my nose and my cheekbones. I don't contour my forehead or under my jawline. I probably should, because I got some neck issues. And I will put a little bit under my lip just to make it more pouty, bigger lip. So there's a few things you can do. You can just feel your cheekbones. I'm lucky I have my mom's cheekbones, my mom's bone structure, so I can feel my cheekbones right here. They're pretty high. If you just go under your actual bone, you can feel the gap, like right in here. It feels really bizarre and really weird, but that's pretty much where, ow, I'm like stabbing myself, where you want your contour to go. So you can do it that way, or you can do the L and put this part of your hand kind of on your temple, and then have your thumb right under your cheekbone. You can feel it with your thumb too. So there. Or you can do the fishy face and do it right there. So basically you want it from your temples up here, and then this is like your ear. So not quite your temple, but in that area there. And I just kind of tap it in there, because you want to start, what is with all the cat hair everywhere? You want to start slow and gradual and build up. You don't want to have a really super harsh contour and then try to have to blend it out or walk around with dark lines. I've done that before. You don't want to do that. So start small, start as far back as you can, and I just kind of push it at first and bring it down. Bring it down just a couple. So you want to go in a straight line, straight towards your mouth, but you don't want to go too far. You don't want to bring it too far in. So just like that, and then I kind of try to bring it around my cheekbone a little bit. And then I go back and forth. Sometimes I pull my hair back. Just go back and forth like that. So try to blend it into the hair. And then blend it up. I just kind of sweep it up. I don't know if you're going to see that on the camera. Yeah, I guess you can. It's right there. There's a line, but it doesn't look like a line. And then if you feel like it has come down too far, which like I said I've done a million times, just take whatever you used for foundation, your brush, your blender, whatever, and you can kind of just tap it and clean it up. Ooh. Might need her soother. So from here to here, if again that makes any sense. So on a daily basis, if I were to contour on a daily basis, that's probably all I would need. I am gonna go back with just a little more. Uh-oh. Just to darken it up a little bit. Trying to get her to fall asleep and self-soothe. I don't think it's gonna work. Okay. Like that, and then I said, or like I said, just take the brush and blend it up. Nope. You wanted mommy. I'm such a sucker. I cave in almost every time. What's the matter? You had your burp. He? We're talking about contouring and highlighting today. He? Oh, there's some smiles. Oh, you gonna smile? Okay, we only have one cheek contoured. So like usual, we're gonna try to get through the rest of this. And mark it. Start as far back in the hairline as you can. Whoop. Push it down. Kind of go back and forth. Go around the cheekbone. What's wrong, baby? Another burp? Oh. One of the tips I got from a MAC makeup artist, that's where I went. I could not figure out contouring for the life of me. I knew how to find it, how to mark it, but it just wasn't working. So I went to MAC and I was like, I'm super pale. Help me contour. I want to contour. Help me figure it out. And that was one of the tips that she gave me, was instead of just doing a straight line down, to kind of curve it around a little bit. It makes it look a little more natural. If you want to call contouring natural. So same thing. Down, but then I kind of curve it around my cheekbone, like the apple of the cheek. Right, Ava? You have big cheeks. And then I'm going to brush it up to help blend. Blending's important. I'll try to do this in the viewfinder a little more. Hopefully you guys can see that, and hopefully it doesn't look like just a brown line on my face. Does that one look like two? That almost looks like two lines, okay? Trying to cover up my stress breakouts. Okay, so then I take just a little dab on my brush, and right under my lip, I'll go here, and then just blend that out. So that shadow will help your lip look a little bit fuller. Little side story, I absolutely hate my nose. Oh, Ava. I hate my nose. I used to get teased all the time for my big nose. I get it from my dad, but I think when guys have big noses, it's no big deal. When girls have bigger noses, it's harder. It's harder to deal with. Yeah, like I said, I used to get teased all the time. I thought when I was younger, I thought I would just grow into it and everything would be okay. But I actually still get teased about it. I still get bugged about it. I hate it. You can't love absolutely everything. So that's why I'm happy that I know how to contour, or I know some tricks of contouring. So I think the nose is probably one of the most difficult things to contour, because there are so many different ways. You're not sitting. Oh my goodness. Okay. There. There are so many different ways you can contour your nose for the different shapes of nose that you have. You get heavier like that. And I am going to go straight down. So more on the side of my nose. Try to do this straight while holding somebody. And I'm going to make, yeah, that really shows up on camera. Make a line like that on both sides. Because that is what I don't like about my nose. I don't like that it's so wide here. Like it's bigger here. I actually broke the bridge of my nose when I was very young. I was 2.5, 3. And I'm lucky it's not crooked, but it hasn't been the same. My bridge actually does stick out a little bit. But that's all I really do. I just go down the side and blend it back and forth. I used to go as far as my eyebrow all the way down, but then I found I was getting too much shading in this area, and I have to go back with a highlight powder to make that part not so dark. So I mostly just focus on those sides there, and then I go back and forth with the brush, and then I take the same brush and I go on the tip of my nose and down, so here, and then around like that on both sides. It really helps that this powder smells like chocolate to make that center part more narrow, just smaller. So take a little more shading again to make that just appear smaller. So basically just the center of my nose, like straight down, should be light. Like that. And then I take the same brush and I just kind of work in there. Ooh, you're kicking. Or I will take that Sonia Keshik brush. I feel like I'm saying her name wrong. That Sonia brush that I was using earlier to contour. And I just blend it. Nothing too exciting. Just to blend it out. So you can tell right here, it kind of came off a little too dark, and like I said, I'm going to get a weird shadow there, so I'm just going to take my Beauty Blender and the pointy slash side part, and just kind of dab that a little bit to clean that up a little. And then I go in with blush. I think blush really helps to blend the rest of your contour. So I'm just going to use the Rockateur by Benefit. Oh, you're so gassy. And then I just use a buffing, I think it's a buffing brush. I always forget. Yeah, buffing brush by Real Techniques. It's one of my favorite brushes to use for blush. Eva. Ugh. So there's blush. There's bronzer, contour, and blush. And a grumpy baby. Okay? The last step is highlighting, which is my favorite part, I have to admit. And I almost highlighted with my bronzer. Okay, so going in with the Mary Luminizer. Like I said, I've shown you guys this a lot. I love this. See if I can do this. I love this highlighter so much. It's kind of sad. So I go in with another Real Techniques brush. This is the contour brush. I've tried it for contouring. I didn't care for it, but I like it for highlighting. So this stuff is so pigmented. Hold on, don't move yet. You really need just a tiny bit. I'm sorry if I'm blinding you guys. I take my brush and I tap it just like that. You only need a small amount. So with this, I don't want to go from here up. I only want it about here, kind of the guideline where we did the contour. So about the corner of my eye, where my eye ends, I guess you want to say ends, and then straight up. So I'm just going to go in sweeping motions like that. I always get hair that's stuck. And then whatever's left on the brush, I'm going to bring it around the temple, like a C shape. Like that. I don't put anything extra on there, I just bring it around. And then I'm just going to sweep it. And look how, ooh, did you just lick that? Ew. Look how pretty that is. I love that highlight. And you know what? It's cold out. I'm going to do more. Whatever. I'm not pregnant anymore. I need that glow. I miss that glow. Isn't that nice? Doing it again on the other side. So same thing, I just took a little bit, a little dab, brush it on the top of the cheekbone, and then drag it around the side. Get the hair out of the way. And yeah, we'll go in with a little more. Again, why not? Glow is nice. Take a tiny little bit, and I go down the center of my nose, right on the Cupid's bow. Right there. And again, I usually use my finger for that, but today I'm using the brush, so. And that's pretty much it. But that's how I do it. Hopefully these tips and tricks, or seeing it, has helped has helped you. Next installment, I guess, on this would be high-end cream slash liquid bronzers and highlighters. And then I'll go in and do the drugstore powders in the drugstore, you know, liquids and creams, whatever you want to call it. But that's how I, like I said, typically highlight and bronze slash contour. Definitely the highlight almost every day. Not so much with the contouring. But yeah, like I said, hopefully you guys like it, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks guys. Bye.